Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Never thought that I'd be saying this again because that's definitely not how you start off at TikTok. But as we know, TikTok got snatched from us last night. So I decided to get back on YouTube and still document and record my experience in the legal industry. Well, I'm getting ready for our Founders Day brunch. And yeah, stick around and let's catch up. It's been a long time. Y'all, this is crazy to me because last time I filmed on YouTube, I was still living in my college apartment. I'm 25 now and I'm a lawyer. So, ironically though, I am back in the original filming site because I moved back home with my parents after law school. So, there is a lot of things that we need to catch up on. So, I graduated from Howard in May 2021. I spent that summer in DC and then I moved to Miami and I started a law school getting my JD and my LLM in entertainment and sports law. Little 22-year-old me lived alone, was doing law school, started posting on TikTok like seriously, and I built a community on there documenting my law school experience. And before they snatched it away from us yesterday, I had gotten to about 27,000 followers on there. I loved my little community on TikTok. My TikTok documented my entire law school experience from getting my first semester grades back, which I had gotten all A's and B's because I'm a smart gal, all the way through graduation and everything in between. I interned at a talent agency, I interned at the Women's National Basketball Players Association, and I studied for the bar on there. I passed the New York bar on there. I started working for my dad on there. Like, it had everything. Because I've done the whole YouTube thing before, I do know what I'm doing. It's just, I know what I'm doing, and it's going to take a lot more effort. It's going to take a lot more time. It's going to decrease like the amount of long form content I can do because you literally have to spend time to set up your filming location, to edit long form videos. Like, it's a whole different ball game than being able to do everything just on your phone. But I can promise y'all that I will try my absolute best. I don't want to be too ambitious, but I really would like to post 3 videos a week. So like film, edit, set it for a week or so. We're gonna see how that goes though, because that's a lot of time. And like I said, I am a lawyer now, so I do have a big girl job. So we're gonna see how that works out. So yeah. Anyway, let's try to catch y'all up on 3 years worth of lore. So like I said, I moved to Miami at 22. My first summer after law school, I moved to LA for that summer. I worked at a talent agency. I was trying to figure out what side of talent representation worked for me, and I quickly determined that it was not being an agent. So I really liked the experience because even if you have an experience, especially in law school, just in your career even, if you have an experience that you end up not liking, you still learn something from that. And let me be clear, I didn't not like it. I just knew that that role was not for me. And I quickly saw that, like, in an agency setting, the lawyers that work at the agency aren't really interacting with talent. The lawyers that interact with talent are talent lawyers that work at firms. So that was super good to find out. This Pat McGrath foundation is like holy grail, best of the best foundation. And then I also love this Dior Skin. This one is like almost out, so I think I'm just gonna finish it up today. But the summer I spent in LA, I ended up really loving it. At first it was a little dicey. LA was not what I expected. I did not know that it gets so cold there. Like, everything I saw on TV, I've been talking about wanting to go to Los Angeles since I was like 13 years old. It was always LA, LA, LA. For a while I wanted to go to UCLA for college. But when I got there, I was like, oh, wait a minute. It's actually like cold here. I came in the summer. I was coming from Miami. I brought no jackets. Like, I didn't even have many pairs of jeans. I was freezing my little butt off. And I still ended up liking it by the end of the summer. And then I started spending like one weekend a month there, going back and forth between Miami and LA throughout my second year of law school. Yeah, coming out of that summer, I was studying rap lyrics being used as evidence in cases and just like how wrong that is. And I did research on that for about 6 months. So if you had asked me at that point in time, I wanted to represent musicians. And then I started working in women's basketball instead, and I fell in love with it. And not only did I fall in love with sports, which people kept trying to push sports on me, and I was just kind of pushing back on it. My dad had already started in sports, so I think in my mind I was like, I want to do like my own thing, and music is not something that my dad really dabbled in. So I was rebelling against sports for a while, and somehow, some way, sports still found me, and I just fell in love with it because working in women's sports specifically, it just gave me the opportunity to advocate for things that I really cared about, like just be like so many things at once, like advocating for women, advocating for marginalized groups, advocating for social causes I cared about, because the women in the W are just so socially conscious and very active and involved in politics and social issues, and they are a prime example of how sports can be a vessel for driving social change and social conversations, which is what drew me to wanting to work in entertainment in the first place. So that pivot came, and instead of spending so much time in LA, I started going to New York once a month my last year of law school. And as hard as I tried to fight falling in love with New York City, it got me. It got me. I used to talk about this a lot on my TikTok, but in law school, you really just have to lean into the opportunities that find you. And I truly, truly learned in that whole experience, any rejection is just redirection on this long journey, and you're going to end up exactly where you are meant to be. So in my third year of law school, it was like December. I had to really decide where I was taking the bar exam. I had a couple more weeks to decide. I think I had by like March to decide. And I ended up deciding to take New York instead of California. And I was freaking out. I was like, I don't know if this is the right decision. I really don't know. But I felt like, yes, New York was the sports hub, which was what I ended up pivoting to work into and like in anyway. But also New York offers the universal bar exam, so I felt like it gave me more flexibility to be licensed in more places. And at that point, my dad had offered me a job, and I was like, look, no one in the New Orleans office has a UBE like license. Everyone has Louisiana licenses, and this could be beneficial for the long-term growth of the firm. So let me just go ahead and do it. Ended up passing. Thank God. I was one and done, which is such a blessing, because if you ask me about the bar exam, my opinion is studying and passing the bar exam takes a whole lot of discipline, a lot of hard work, and a dash of luck, because I know I put my all into it, but sometimes, baby, sometimes it don't work out like that. But I started working for my dad in August after taking a much needed vacation. Bar prep summer was nothing nice. I can get into that in a different video. Yeah, since August, I've been working full time. I took my first big girl lawyer vacation with my best friend in December. I went to Tanzania, and ever since, I've still been posting my same content. I will say though, people on TikTok, I don't know why, but people that didn't even follow me, were finding my TikToks, and every time I would try to talk about literally something regular, they're just like, you can't talk, you work for your dad. Like, I don't know. I guess some people think that that means that I suddenly don't have valuable advice and input to give. But my entire platform is about me being a second generation lawyer. So, you know, it was weird. The other thing that ruffles people's feathers every time I talk about it is that I graduated from law school completely debt free. And I did that because when I went to Howard, I went on a full scholarship. And when I went to Miami, I went on a full scholarship. And therefore, my parents were able to support my cost of living expenses. And I did not have to take out any loans to cover my higher education. Having parents to help you out is a huge, huge privilege, 110%. But when I talk about being debt free, I am still debt free because I chose an option that was tuition free for both undergrad and law school. Had I not chosen that option, my parents were very clear. They had tuition money or they had cost of living money, but they did not have both. So I knew, okay, if I want to go away for school, I need to be in those books and get those scores to get my tuition covered if I want to have no debt. And I wanted to have no debt because my dad, ever since I was in high school, really sat me down and was just like, look, I feel like student loans are a trap, and if you can avoid them to the best of your ability, you should do that. And I listened. And I was starting to talk about this because it just kept bubbling up. I think working for my dad put kind of like the privilege in people's faces more. And I was starting to talk about it because I was like, I can see it. Other people can see it. When you come to my page, when I'm having like actual real conversations about the value of reducing loans, the value of merit-based scholarships, the value of work-life balance, the value of going to a school that you feel welcome and included in, the value of going to a school that has curriculum that actually interests you. I'm talking about all these things and people are coming and being like, you can't have those opinions because you work for your dad. Those two things are not related, and me working for my dad has nothing to do with me talking about the benefits of these things, because I'm not the only one to benefit from those things. And so it was beginning to get really annoying because these people that were coming to my videos and commenting this didn't even follow me. Also, the thing that frustrates me about it is that I'd been asking my dad for a job since I was 11 years old. That's when he opened the firm. I literally used to just ask to come and answer the phones. And he'd be like, no, I have somebody that answers the phones. I don't need you to come answer the phones. And I would beg and beg and beg. And every single time I did something new, like accomplished something new, I would ask if I could come do it. So I interned on Capitol Hill. I answered the phones at that office. I was like, can I come answer the phones now? No. Can I come learn? No. Can I do this? No. So it was my childhood trauma, but like it always felt like nothing I did was ever good enough. And I was like, okay, I just have to prove myself to him that like I am good. I'm not like some average, lazy, mediocre person that's just looking for the easy way out. Like, I genuinely want to add to my family legacy and I take this serious. And so all throughout law school, like I told y'all, like I did internships, I won scholarships, I'd gotten my paper published in the ABA journal. So like I did things, I had good grades. So when it came time to look for a job and my dad offered me a job, it was really unexpected because again, I went to law school with the expectations that he was like, nope, we don't hire mediocre lawyers and we don't hire lawyers fresh out of school. And that ended up changing while I was in law school because they did hire people like fresh out of law school and started training them. So that also helped with the shift, I think. But yeah, I'm looking for a job and I'm telling my dad like what I'm looking for in a work environment. And he was like, my firm has those things. Why don't you come work here? And it was kind of like after all of these years, like you're talking about from 11 years old to 25, it was like, oh, I finally have done enough to prove to him that like I'm worth the investment. I'm worth the training. I deserve to be in this room. And I think that a lot of times people are quick to be like, oh, nepotism, like this, that, and the third, which when you go to someone in a conversation and you throw the word nepotism at them, you're not going to have a productive conversation because what you're saying you're not talking about the privilege or advantage when you say that. When you go to somebody and that's the way you approach the conversation, we are taking that as you're looking for a way to dismiss all of the other work that still got us here. And especially I take it that way because, as I just explained, this was not just, oh, I woke up one day and went to school and was like, I fucked around and just was like, my dad's gonna offer me a job at the end of the day. That's not how that went down. So yeah, it's really annoying. And it's also like, as a child, I didn't understand it, like why he was pushing me so hard. But as an adult, especially as an adult Black woman, I am very appreciative of it, because my resume, as a result of like jumping through all these hoops, doing all these things, trying to prove all of these things to him, my resume is quadruple stacked. So when people try to come with this unqualified, you just got handed a job shit, it's like, I just got handed a job, or was I really well qualified for said job? Do you see what I'm saying? And yeah, he kind of did his big one with that. I have to give credit where credit is due, even though as a child, it definitely was something I had to unpack in therapy. Everything happens for a reason, and I think imposter syndrome naturally comes along with this, because the pressure also of knowing you have these shoes to fill and a business to protect, like a legacy to uphold, yeah, that is a unique set of pressure. So yeah, I'm excited to continue to document and share this next chapter of this journey. I'm gonna have to factor in time to shoot long form content, edit long form content, make thumbnails, all of that stuff again. I do want to continue sharing. I think that I saw firsthand how impactful it was to create and share and build community in that space, because TikTok afforded me the opportunity to be connected with so many people. Because the other thing I forgot to mention, because of TikTok, I literally met 3 of my really good friends now, and we started an organization together called Black Girls at the Bar to help promote equity and inclusion and community encouragement, help to more Black women trying to pursue legal careers. So if there was no TikTok, there would be no Black Girls at the Bar. And I literally like talked to them every single day studying for the bar exam. Like, they were a tangible part of my law school experience. And yeah, that's why I think it's important to continue to post, continue to share. I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to have to carve out a new space on the internet, and I'm willing to do that. And this is the final makeup look. I'm off to our luncheon. I don't know if I'm going to vlog today, because I try to be mindful when I'm around other people that everyone does not want to be posted on the internet. So vlogging becomes very difficult, but we're going to see. We're going to see, and we're going to see how posting long form content goes. Hopefully my people that followed me on TikTok will find me in this section of the internet, and we will continue growing from here. Bye.